it's Friday, and every Friday on this channel I do a tarot cards reading with my beautiful spirit animal cards. Sometimes these animals just have a fantastic way of giving us a message or a little bit of guidance that helps us on our way. So let's see what two cards we get today. Oh, nice. Okay. Right. Okay, both fossil cards, which are kind of like the pentacles, but we've got the deer and the donkey, okay, which are the 7 of fossils and the 5 of fossils. So I'm getting a real grounded energy with both of these. Obviously, the fossils are a little bit like the pentacles, but I try not to compare because I do think when you've got a number of different tarot packs, each one is so unique, and I do feel like the animals in these cards are just as good a message than kind of reverting back to normal tarot, if you like. Okay, so obviously these two, the deer seems a lot lighter than the donkey, don't they? You know, they're in a beautiful field, they're free to just roam. They're both kind of in the same position, looking straight at us, which we don't often get in these cards. We all get two completely random things, don't we? But the fact that these two are looking at us, and this one's got the fossils burdened on him, and this one has got the fossils in that tree just growing and just really working for their highest good. And I feel that they're so similar in their ways, the way they're looking at us, the way they're positioned, and the way these fossils are kind of hovering around them. But there's a real big difference between the lightness of the deer and the heaviness of the donkey. And it makes me realise that I feel like the message here is that everything in our life can be seen as a blessing or a curse. And we can see negatives and positives in every situation that we have. So I feel this, although this is like a grounded energy to kind of keep our feet on the floor and realise that in a very practical sense. And I think if we see that in our lives, that we hold the key to this beautiful lightness and seeing the rainbow and the fluffy clouds, or seeing the heaviness that is surrounded by this donkey, if we can work out what causes us to feel either positive or negative about situations, people, circumstances around us, then that is the key to how we navigate our life path. So that's really interesting take on these two cards. And that's what I love about the tarot, is that sometimes you get two cards come out and you don't realise the similarities. It's like, I feel like these are the two sides of a coin. The two sides of a situation. So yesterday we had two major arcana cards come in. We had the moon and the devil. The day before that, so we had the moon yesterday, we had the sun before that. And I was saying it was like this dance we was getting between the dark and the light. And I feel like this is the moment where we realise the part that we play in this. Okay, so the major cards come in when the universe is really trying to make us be aware of something. And the minor cards are almost like what we as humans are doing about it. And this, because it's those fossils, that grounded energy, this is really a sense of us sorting out what we need and what we don't need. Okay, imagine, I know these are fossils, but imagine that they're seeds, and this donkey's gone, you know what, I can't carry all of these, but I can plant some. And, a few years on, here they are. It's that kind of, what can we put down? What can we actually do? I'm getting the words like, not delegating, because it's not about delegating. I feel like one of the really key messages here is that sometimes when we try and help people, we take on their stuff with all good intentions, but it burdens us and it disempowers them. And as hard as it can be sometimes, we have to kind of give those people back their stuff, because otherwise they don't grow and neither do we. So I really feel like that is the message here of the 5. We had the devil yesterday, and I was saying about what it is that holds us back and, you know, what we're fearful of. Sometimes we're so worried about the people we care about, we do tend to sort of micromanage them a little bit too much. And it doesn't serve us and it doesn't serve them. So there's an element of control there, and I feel this donkey is like, you know, oh yeah, give it to me, give it to me, give it to me, I'll do it. And you're not really helping yourself doing that. Not, believe me, I've spent a lifetime being that person. And, you know, I think the last 10 years I have dropped a lot of that and certainly do feel a lot lighter. So this is certainly something I've had experience with, and we all do it. And the more compassionate and caring you are, the more you do it. And that could actually be in your work life. I'm thinking of nursing. I don't know if you're in a nursing or a teaching profession or things like that, where, you know, you go into those because you're passionate about caring and helping people. But then you turn around and think, well, I haven't actually looked after myself. And it's that kind of realization that you really have got to get a balance between the two. Okay, so I feel like that this isn't about choosing to be one or the other. I just feel like, because in life sometimes we have to take on stuff that isn't our own. You know, we do have to help people. We do have situations in our life. Maybe our family member is ill, or, you know, lost their job, and you're just having to just carry someone a little bit more than perhaps you normally would. Help somebody on their path. But there's also that element of knowing when you've helped them enough and they don't get used to being carried. Okay, there's also the flip side. Obviously there's a collective message. Perhaps this is you being carried. Perhaps this is the message that actually somebody has been carrying you and it's weighing them down as well as you, and you need to find that beautiful lightness of, you know, skipping and racing around like that lovely deer. As I'm saying this message, and I do feel like I've kind of covered everything that I need to say, but I am getting a message saying, look in the book. So I'm gonna do that today, just because I don't know. They're saying there's something you haven't said. So there we go. Right, okay, the messages of each of these cards, that's what I feel like I need to say. So for the donkey, the message is persevere and accept support. You can go the distance. So yeah, and maybe that is talking about, because I've got that message when it was about the, you know, maybe it's you. So the idea of having support, offering support, but obviously it's just a temporary thing. It's not going to be forever. And then the deer's message is take time to ponder creative possibilities. And of course, that is what comes in when we relieve ourselves of what we no longer need to carry on and hold on to. Once we've let go of those unnecessary burdens, it frees up our time, it frees up our energy, it frees up our mind, body and spirit. And there's a gap there, so fill it with something creative, fill it with something wonderful that will enhance your life. Don't just do more of the same and then you find yourself in a couple of years back in this position. So yes, and maybe those extra messages there from the book will help you as well. I hope you liked my spirit animals today. They're here every Friday, so do come back then, or in fact every day, because I'm here every day. So I'll be back tomorrow with another message. Have a lovely day, and bye for now.